Welcome back to the Elias Makos Show. Now, Mayor Valerie Plante says she will not impose a new water tax on residents. The announcement coming after reports that we may be taxed more to help cover the $8 billion cost to upgrade our aging water infrastructure. Plante says if you have a new water meter, you'll avoid the tax, but pool owners may be hit with an extra fee. Let's go now to Maja Vodanovic. She's responsible for the consultation with boroughs on and water on the City of Montreal Executive Committee. Also, the mayor of the borough of Lachine, Mayor Vodanovic. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me, Elias.
So, it's interesting here because I'm thinking about moving, by the way. I live downtown. Yeah. Situation downtown's gone pretty dicey with drug use in the city, so I'm going to be moving from downtown. One of the places I'm considering is Lachine.
Well, and come on down.
I know, and I was house shopping. and I saw a place. It's lovely. It's delightful. It has a small pool. Am I going to get dinged with a pool tax?
Okay. Well, look, I want to bring us back on track, okay?
Okay.
We have a report, not a report, but it's a document that we've been preparing for the last 2 years because we want to put everything on the table so that the citizens of Montreal see the state of our water infrastructure. The infrastructure that brings them good quality, very, very excellent quality water to their tap, good pressure in good quantity at all times. And that is a very costly system that costs $33 billion that is in the ground and that we are fixing. And now we want the people to see what the issues are. There's 5 big themes, and we are really putting the cards on the table, and we want them to say, okay, where are we going to invest the limited amount of money that we have? Are we going to put it all underground and fix the pipes? Are we going to put it in to try to help people that have flooding? What are we going to do with the money that we have? And how can we go get more money at the provincial government? There is huge discussions to have. So before we start talking about pool tax or this or that, we want to hear people. We want to hear what they have to say. We want to hear the experts, the insurance owners, engineers, researchers. We want to hear everybody, and then we will come up with recommendations.
But don't we have enough money at the end of the day? Like, I find it odd that we're even talking about adding more fees or taxes. It seems like if you manage your finances well and you make tough decisions on what you can spend money on and what you can't, that you can find the money to fix our water infrastructure. Should we even be talking about more fees or taxes?
Well, we're talking about a new fiscal system, and that's what the city is really looking at. Because right now we know that with climate change, what is hitting us with our aging infrastructure, just changing our incinerators at our wastewater plant is $1 billion. Putting in new treatment that we have to do to comply to federal and provincial law is $2 billion. It's huge cost. And to assure that everyone has water flowing, we have to build new reservoirs and connect everybody so that if one reservoir breaks, we can have another one that will supply you with water. It's a huge, huge complex system that you don't see, but that is super important. And right now, it's being funded by approximately water tax. We get about 90 cents and about $1, and it costs $3 to produce. So we are always underinvesting in our water infrastructure to keep it up to par. And it is the most important thing that we have in our city is our water. So it's very important to invest in it. And how are we going to do it? It's a question. And we don't want to burden the homeowners that are already paying a lot of tax. So that's why we're saying we have to review the system, the fiscal system of how a city finances itself in this time of global warming.
Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. I'm glad you ended off your answer with the words global warming, because my next question is, I feel one of my worries and concerns is that you're using these terms, global warming, climate change, climate crisis, as an excuse at times, right? We had to make sure all those local papers at Metro Media died. We're in a climate crisis. And the residents of NDG, I know it's not your borough, but the residents of NDG that are now fighting with the city, they have the receipts. They've got the newspaper clippings from the 1950s that their part of the city always gets flooded when we have significant rainfall. And the city's like, it's climate change. That's why it happened. And the residents are like, no, we've got 70 years of this happening. Mm-hmm. So that's a worry of mine, that you keep going to these unpopular policies that hurt people. When people can't get their public sack, it's going to increase the cost of their groceries, right? When people have flooding in their basement, they're going to pay for it. And you use, whether it's global warming, climate change, use it as a catch-all, as an excuse.
Okay. Now, flooding. Yes, there was flooding before in the cities. Yes, and before there were dams. Before we had put in dams, the city of Montreal was regularly flooded. There was flooding before, but it is now increasing. There have been 20,000 people have called in that they have been flooded since 2013. And it is said that now with climate change, it's going to double. There's going to be more and more and more people. There will be more intense rain. Doesn't mean that no one ever flooded before, but it will be more intensive now, and we'll have more and more people flooded. So now we need to find ways. How are we going to make sure that those people protect their homes, that we do the right thing to take the water away from their homes, and that will need money. We need money to do that. How are we going to do it together? It's an issue. You don't have to. I don't even have to say the word climate change, but the problem exists. How are we going to fix it? We can't fix it without new money, because these are new issues, because there's more and more people and they're flooding more and more. So we need to come up with different strategies, with urban planning, with engineers, to divert the water that hits the streets and bring it back into what used to be rivers. We need to create little how do we say, when you have a terrain vague, what is that called? Just a space, green space, an empty green space or an empty lot. Well,
floodplain? Is it a floodplain? Is that the term?
Yes, yeah. We can create floodplains. We need to keep the water that's coming down in an hour. We need to put it and bring it somewhere where it doesn't go into the homes. But it takes money. We need to change the angles of roads. We need to look at, we can't do it instantly, and people in Lachine were flooded too. And and they've been flooded now 3 times, and they came to council and they want a solution right away. I can't give a solution. It's impossible. We have to look at how we're going to do this. What are we going to do? And not just for Lachine, not just for NDG, but for everybody in Montreal. So this is why we're doing a public consultation. And I really invite everybody to look at the documents that we're presenting. They give you a very, very clear picture. We put it all out there, all the numbers. Look at it, see where we're at, and then come and tell us, where do you want us to invest? How do you want us to invest?
Mayor Vodanovic, always a pleasure talking to you, and I thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you a lot, Elias.
That's Maja Vodanovic, responsible for the consultations with the boroughs on water for the City of Montreal.